What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition to Smoke Lounge. I am your host, Shake Money. The season for the Dolphins, anyway, is officially over. Um, yep, we lost to the Chiefs in the wild card, and we'll talk about some stuff when we come back. Smoke Lounge. We'll be back in about a couple of minutes.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor. We're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process makes shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
What is up, everybody? How y'all doing out there today? It is another beautiful Wednesday, another hump day. And yeah, man. Look, season's over and social media is already buzzed with. There's a quote out there, and you could tell it's fake because there's a quote saying that Caleb Williams, Michael K, what's going on? Let me give a few shout outs. First in the building, what's up, Mark? How you doing? Dolphinier, David Iglesias, La Pinga, Patu, Trash Coño. Man. Omar Gonzalez, Daniel Berry Sports, what's going on? Sean from Red, White, and Bills. Hey, what's going on, guys? My man Fred Dunlap, Joe Rist. Yeah, man. Nene, what's going on? Mr. Dolphins Thirsty, what's up? How you doing, man? Q, what's going on, man? Malo Usu. Darth Vader, man. So What's going on, guys? So, according to Twitter, according to on social media, Caleb, there's already reports that Caleb Williams wants to play with Miami. What's up, Pete? Hey, by the way, that was a good show you had on the other day. I listened to it. According to Caleb, Caleb Williams wants to come to Miami because of, and this is how I knew it was a fake, because it said he wants to play with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Mike Gesicki. That's crazy. So that tells you right there that either that's an old clip from last year or this is fake. All I know is Caleb Williams is going to be a top pick. So if we do drop a quarterback, it ain't going to be. I don't see this team drafting a quarterback in the high rounds. They'll probably take like they did with Skylar Thompson, take one in the late rounds if he's available. And but anyway, yeah, this season is not how Dolphin fans want it to go. I didn't see it going this way, but it did. We had a big collapse at the end. And don't know who to blame, Just like at the end of the day, just like with anything in life, whether it be you need to you have to assess the whole thing. Oh, this is I got this on Amazon. It's a custom T.F.T.G jersey. I made it. It's like the Fence tailgate. Shake money in the back. Number 78. So appreciate that. So yeah, there's plenty of blame to go around, man. So we still got a lot of players that, I don't know what to tell you, man. Chris Greer got his work cut out for him, especially next year. Yep. I agree with that. Dolphin Don, what's going on, my brother? How you doing? Either way, what we want and what's going to happen are two different things. Right? What's going to happen is they're going to probably extend Tua, unfortunately. I'd rather, and you know what's funny is even the staunch supporters, I support Tua, but I hear guys like Batman and Stephen D saying that, hey, listen, play out the 5th-year option. Forget long term. But so to see how he does. You know what? I'll drop the link for one at, but I'm not. I'll do one at a time, just like Stephen D does. So first come, first serve. You'll get a few minutes on here. So go ahead. You have something to say, Pete? Go ahead. Hop in one at a time. I'll ask you what your thoughts are, who you think is to blame, etc., etc. What would you do if you were the GM? But like I said, my thoughts is they're gonna run it back with Tua. They're gonna give him an extension. And all right, let's start with what's up, Pete? How you doing?
Good evening, Shake. What's up, everybody? Yeah, that's what I wanted to come into, Shake. Was that question right there that you were talking about when it comes to extension, dude?
By the way, KP is part of the family, so he doesn't count.
Oh, shout out to KP. You know this. You know the
What up, Pete?
situation with Tua, and it feels like we're running out of time, right? It feels like, oh my God, we have to extend them, but I don't get what the rush is. Why are we rushing to extend? Why does it feel like we have to extend them now?
I don't know. And you know what's
see what
funny?
I'm saying?
You know, Batman is the biggest tour near. You know, we all love Batman. You know what I'm saying? We got a number of love for Batman. But you know, he's this even he is saying, hey, let's let him play on his 5th-year option.
Right.
Batman is saying that?
Yeah. He was on I heard him on his face today.
I think the Penguin got him. The Penguin got the Batman. There's no because look,
if Chris Greer is serious, he'd have to be more 2-0 than even Batman. So imagine how extreme that is.
And I mean it when I say it, right? Because when I'm looking at the situation that we're doing and we're dealing with as the organization with the quarterback that we have, like, let's be honest with ourselves. Are we afraid? Look, I'm gonna give this scenario. We already know Christian Wilkins, he outpriced himself out of Miami, right? Based on his play, he outpriced himself. He's gonna earn a big paycheck. Are we afraid that Tua is gonna outprice himself?
Hey, listen, and you know what? The one thing I admire about Chris Greer, if anything else, is that he sticks with his guns. He doesn't overpay. So if he is gonna if he thinks he's gonna ask for more money, because apparently that's why he got the agent that he got, so he could secure the bag. But Chris Greer is like, no, listen, man, if you think you can get more somewhere else, go for it. So
yeah, but
that's
that situation with Christian Wilkins, right?
Yeah, but I think he'll do the. I mean, I think he'll do the same thing with Tua.
But Shake, that's typically true of Greer. I get you, he's pretty rational when it comes to that. But remember, Tua is his guy, the one that split the franchise 2 years ago, and Greer came out on, if we're following it correctly, came out on the side of putting all his chips behind Tua. So Tua has a little bit extra cachet with Greer, than other guys, you know. In other words, Greer needs Tua to work out. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's funny is I heard on the exit draft for all these people that said that Chris Greer didn't have power, which he didn't. He didn't have personnel power until 2019. He said that Xavier Howard was a part of his very first draft. So that tells you right there.
People will say anything, Shake. That's why I've been arguing with people throughout the time that General Manager Greer has been the GM since 2016. January 4th, in fact, was his first day. And he's had a lot of say since that day. And one of the main takes were he became more powerful than Mike Tannenbaum because
in 2019.
Ross was at that time, he was kind of finding out that Tannenbaum was the problem. So what did he do? We did the co-GM thing. You see, when we screw up over here in Miami, they always tend to do the co-thing. They need 2 people at the job, and it's from offensive coordinator, the head coach get fired, everything. It's unbelievable right now with this situation. But the contract talks is really where I feel the fan base is split up. Everybody knows we're a divided group, but at the same time, the Tuaneers need to understand one thing. Tua has Tua, there's nothing Tua could do. Tua could turn around and sit here and say, I demand the trade. The Dolphins are going to be like, really? Well, let's see what we'll get. How much money do you want, Tua? Well, I demand 45 million. Really? Well, I thought you were only worth 22 million a year. That's where we stand at, and we're not budging. Because if there's one thing we realize with Greer, when he sets his number and it's set on stone, he is not budging. He is not moving. So
Listen,
whatever's going down in the behind closed doors and we don't know about, and
Mhm.
Greer, there's a potential he could be trying to be the GM of the year and trying to get away with like a contract with Tua that is not going to be serviceable and make him look good. That's the
if
thing.
Baltimore can ask Lamar Jackson to play on his 5th-year option, then God damn it, we can ask Tua to play on his 5th-year option. At the very
Exactly.
least, you know.
And also, if Baltimore took the chance because they didn't know what Lamar Jackson was actually worth, and they transition tagged him so another team can try to give him a contract so they can offer the match, we could do the same with Tua. And if Tua doesn't get no offer, then you know what he's worth. You're not giving him a long-term deal. No other team. The one thing that's important, if your player has no value to another organization, then he shouldn't have a value to your organization. That's
Mhm.
like having a car in your driveway sitting there forever and it doesn't work, no engine, no nothing. It has no value. People are going to still stop by if it looks nice and probably say, hey, it's been sitting there a while. How much you selling it for? But when they
Mhm.
find out it has no engine, no nothing, it doesn't work, they're going to say it has no value. It's just wasting space there. It's nothing. And that's how we need to look at this
Yeah.
with our quarterback right now.
Well, there's also going to be a guy who's a mechanic that says, well, you know what, I could do something with that, and it'll cost me I pay what I would give you $200 what a tow truck guy would give you, and
Yeah.
make a profit off of that.
Well, that
But
was
that's neither here nor
McDaniel's,
there.
but McDaniel's done poured like 200,000 into the car, and it's still coughing up and still breaking down right when he needs it the most. So I don't know if we gonna put another 200,000 in it. You know what I'm saying?
It keeps getting worse, man. It's getting worse.
Well, it didn't break down
And you
this
know what's
time.
affecting
That
me
can tell
right
you
now?
that for sure.
You know what's
Yeah,
affecting me
you're
right
right.
now? It's the regime. Greer is really causing me to have these issues because he could come out so fast, like so fast out of his mouth and sit here and say, yeah, Christian Wilkins was one of the guys I drafted, but he's gonna test free agency. This is
Be right
one
back. Be
guy.
right back, Shake.
Yeah, no problem.
This is one guy, Shake,
Mhm.
that a lot of the fan base, including myself, was not happy with the draft pick. A lot of people were not satisfied with his performances because he wasn't getting sacks.
Yeah.
He's finally done that the last 2 years. He showed up big, and he's one of the stars in this league. And you know what? I like the way he harasses Josh Allen and gets in his head. I really
Yeah.
do. I like that.
Yeah.
So you
But
pay
yeah,
for
he only
something
had
like
that
that.
only
Yeah.
resulted to one win though.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know that every Sunday, that's what Josh Allen is thinking about.
Yeah,
Oh man,
but
I
it's
gotta
not.
go
I think
play
a
Christian
good
Wilkins
disruptor.
now.
A good disruptor was Jason Taylor to Tom Brady. That was a disruptor because we get a lot of wins out of that at least.
True. I see the win point, yeah, but at the same time, you got to look into the other side of why this argument is even happening or why we're even debating this, right? Because
Mhm.
it's so clear to Greer to let out someone he didn't get all pro, but he could potentially be an all pro in this league.
Yeah.
And if you tell me that it's easy to say goodbye to someone like that means so much to the organization and was also a first round draft pick
And
that
his guy
turned
too.
it
Don't
around.
worry, it was his guy too, Pete.
That's what I'm saying. And so is Xavier Howard. But this is one of his guys that he developed. Isn't that the best thing as a general manager, to draft someone? Have these expectations. Look at the growth. See
Mhm.
the growth on the player. Ultimately, you want to win something. But when you hit on your pick as a general manager, that must be such a wonderful feeling. How do you feel so good by this guy walking out the door, going to the New England Patriots, and now playing you 2 times a year?
Yeah.
You can't do that because you could do that. So let me fix that. You could do that. You could do whatever you want. But you can't do that when your first quarterback, the one you selected, number 5, is not really the guy, and then you're leaning towards like paying Tua more than you are on paying an actual stud at his position. Now you
Yeah.
could have an argument with me, Shake. Well, Tua's a stud. He led the league in passing. Tua's this. Tua.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
I'm just saying, like, people will have that argument and believe whatever people want to believe. But truth be told, I feel like the bigger impact player, the better player to sign long term and keep out of those two guys will be Christian Wilkins. It
Well,
makes
here's the
more
thing.
sense. Bro, we've put Christian Wilkins in at fullback.
Well,
He's
look,
caught touchdown passes.
yeah. But the same argument right now is the same argument you make about Tua, and you know he's done all those yards against garbage teams, which he has. Wilkins has had all those sacks against trash offenses too. The Giants of the world, the Denver Broncos of the world.
Yep. I agree.
So
he hasn't really showed up big in the big games that we expected.
Except for look, I'll give him the last game against Buffalo. He did have that strip sack. I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be fair on that. He did do that. At least somebody did. Fuck. You know.
And a guy that I did, now I'm cautious of paying him. And I really like Andrew Van Ginkel.
Oh, yeah,
but his injury happening late in the season, that kind of it's probably gonna we probably bring him back on a cheaper deal than he probably had a bigger payday. Now him getting injured kind of like helps us in a way to signing him to a cheaper deal, which that's just part of the business. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, but all right. Here's the thing with, and again, one thing I want to say he played better, but when in 2021, I said this before. I think Tua played better in 2021 than he did in 2022. And the reason I said that is because every time he threw an interception, he came back with a killer instinct, with vengeance, because the coach was lighting his ass up. So he couldn't get comfortable. He didn't allow Tua to be as lackadaisical as I see he's doing right now. You know what I mean? I think he's Bleezy. What's going on? Long time no see. I think he doesn't have that fire that he did when he was on the floors, in my opinion. Yeah, he's putting up good numbers, he doesn't have that fire.
Yeah, and that fire is the belief of the locker room from players looking up to him. And he notices that they don't shine or glimmer and are so jubilant to just look at him and play with him. So he's lost that touch in the locker room based on his play and his late season collapse. And you know what? It's a sad situation right now we're in. The fact that, you know, I truly feel deep down inside we're going to roll with him again, Shake. He's not going to get a contract no time soon. I don't expect that. I feel like he lost that contract, losing out on the division, like I was telling multiple people. And you know, at the same time, I feel like now he's put himself in a watch and see mode again, 3 years in a row. Because if you think about it, first year with McDaniel, he was in MVP conversations. People were already saying pay him now. That was 2 years. That was 2 years ago. Now this past season that just passed, he was in MVP conversation again, and now people are slowing down and actually finished. This is what's crazy. He actually finished the full year, led the league in passing, and you got certain fans jumping off board all over a playoff loss. Mind you, he still hit their goals, and some doubters that doubted him, including myself, that never thought that this young man will finish a full season, he actually did it. And even with all that being said, finishing number 1 in passing yards, playing a full season, the way he played and the way he ended the year just completely put his contract negotiations at a stall. Like, I feel like they just halted, they stopped. They're not even going to continue to talk about that. And it's weird because if you listen to Greer's conversation, he mentions, oh, I've had discussions with the agent, but we're not talking about contracts. Like, he let everybody know it's not going to be about contracts. That's it. Like, forget about Tua and the contract. Everybody should be on page right now, knowing that we're going to go into this year either with Tua playing on his 5th year option, or I wouldn't be shocked if we move off of him, because right now the way I'm feeling, there's higher chances of us moving off of Tua than it is paying Tua the bag right now. That's just the way I feel right now. I just gotta admit, right now it feels like they're more inclined to move off Tua than it is to actually pay Tua. Now, are they gonna do it? I don't know, but they might be inclined to maybe a wait and see, play him on the
Mhm.
5th, and see if they're gonna. But I just don't see us heading into the year with that guy again. That's another story, Shake. That's another story to tell. But I think I have
Yeah,
my time up here. You probably got more
yeah,
people
for
back
sure.
there,
Yeah,
man.
and I
Appreciate you.
appreciate. Hey, by the
You
way,
guys have a
man,
blessed day, man.
you too, man. By the way, hey, I love your content, man. You know what I mean? Hey, look, at the end of the day, we may not agree on things, but I've always been a proponent of free speech, and you're allowed to speak your opinions, whether if I agree with them or I don't. It has no bearing on you
It
coming up here
depends
and
on
speaking your mind.
what side of the bed that morning that Shake wakes up to feel that way. But I feel
No,
you.
what are you
I
talking about?
appreciate
Whenever I ever banned you, bro. Whenever I ever banned you.
you. Oh man, no, you're good, man. All of you guys have a blessed day, man. Keep
You
it
too,
up,
my
Shake.
brother.
Appreciate you, man. And to
Uh,
be honest, I'm glad you opened up the show to hear some people's thoughts and opinions on all the craziness going on with our
oh, no
organization. So
doubt,
I hope
man.
all these people come up today.
Be safe, my brother. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Yo, Fred, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, Shake? How you doing today, bro?
Fred, what's going on, my bro?
What's going on, KP? How you, bro?
We almost there. We're almost there, Scummy. We're almost there.
Uh, you know, this tour and this contract thing, man. Like, you know, I think you guys pretty much know about where I am with Tua anyway. So, you know, me myself, I'm offering 35. I'm offering 35 for what, 4 years, is it? That's the best I can do. As a matter of fact, I'm bringing in
How
some
much guarantee?
competition. I don't know, Shake. I don't know, Shake. I honestly don't know, bro. Because I wouldn't want to seem like I'm jipping anybody. But however, man, I'm not going to just throw the money away. And I got other guys to get done on this team. You know, especially it's well, to me, this is the me, Shake. I
Mm-hmm.
think I can get a quarterback that's just as good as you, if not better. But this is me, Shake. This is how I'm thinking, man. You know, and
Yeah.
by doing that, hey man, I think I can go in the draft, man. I can get me something in the 4th round if we even have a 4th round pick, Shake. I'm
Mm-hmm.
out there looking at a quarterback, and I'm bringing him in for competition and shake things up, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, Jermaine, I agree. Marino had Clayton, Duper, never won. We had winning seasons, but you know.
Hold on. Now let's not go too far down that line. Now, Dan Marino we were perennially in the playoffs and winning playoff games. We might not have won the Super Bowl, but Dan Marino won plenty of playoff games. I mean, we could look up his playoff record. So don't do that, Jermaine. There's zero comparison against your guy, Tua. Okay, don't even put him in the same breath. I know that was some of the nonsense that was going on for the last 2 years, led by people like you. But you have been totally discredited, and now nobody should listen to a goddamn word you say. So fuck that blasphemy. From now on, if we see you in the streets, you're getting slapped when you say stupid shit like that. Okay? You done, Jermaine. Adios. Bye-bye. Vamoose. I don't know what other language I got to say. But you have been found and found wanting. Adios.
To sit up there and compare it to with Dan Marino, man. Come on, man.
That's blasphemy, man. All real Dolph fans should be offended. They should have been offended when they were making that comparison 2 years ago. And goddamn it, right now, you better not be making that comparison. Hell no.
Are they young fans, man? Are they the younger fans? As they have to be.
Young or the ones who are on the short bus in school, and no disrespect to them. But these cats here, you can't be still comparing Marino to Tua at this stage.
No,
after that loss.
Jermaine says, by the way, Jermaine, he says 8-10 playoffs. That's not bad. 8 wins.
That includes one Super Bowl appearance. We lost against the 49ers. And that includes, I think, 2 AFC conference games. One we won and one we lost. One we lost against the Chargers. And I don't know who we beat to get to the Super Bowl back in 84, 85. So there's really no comparison. And by the way, Marino did this from the day he stepped into the damn practice squad, which at that time was at what university in Northwest Dade? Was that St. Thomas? No, not St. Thomas. Barry University. No, whatever that is. Off the Big Curve.
Yeah, they were in St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. But no, even before St. Thomas, so they used to practice right over there off of 826, around the Big Curve, that college right there on 37th, not Florida Memorial, but that other one. That's where the Dolphins' original training camp was before they moved to the St. Thomas facility. And then they were there for many years before they then left it and are now in the Dolphins Stadium practice facility. So for the first time Dan Marino stepped into the Dolphins uniform, he was dominant and took over that position. Even Shula he couldn't deny it. And Shula wasn't one to jump on, the next best thing. He believed in veterans and proving your way, but Shula could not deny the talent. So there's no question. There's no comparison. And sorry if I came off too hard there, but I mean, we cannot continue to disrespect Dan Marino that way. No, there's no comparison.
I'm sorry, KP.
No, go ahead, bro.
Hey, Shake, you could go ahead and bring somebody up for me, man.
No, you go. I have nobody up right now.
Okay.
I'll let you keep cooking.
And yeah, man, and man, definitely. So my main thing, man, is quarterback competition. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Who banned? Oh, by the way, when did I ban you, Terrence? Don't be lying on me, Terrence. Good Lord. I ain't banned nobody, bro. What the hell are you talking about? I banned you.
Hey, Shay, I think one day it was a show. Pete was having a show, and me and Terrence was on there. And I think Lou was in the chat wanting to come up, Lou, EM or whatever, man. I guess Pete wasn't letting them come up there, man. And, of course, I didn't have access to bringing them up, man.
What's going on? Actually, Terrence sounded like he woke up on the wrong side of the bunk bed.
No, Terrence is fired up, man.
Fell off.
Me and Terrence were on Pete's panel yesterday, and Terrence was going off there too, so he's fired up as well. But no, Fred, you're right. I mean, Fred, you're 100% right, man. At the very least,
what's up? I can see the light.
If Tua comes in, right, and I hope he's playing on his 5th-year option and hasn't been overpaid, but if he comes back in with another chance, he has to face stiff competition. The time at the very least, the time of coddling Tua is over. He's going to have to go out there and prove it. And listen, that doesn't say he will not become what Jermaine wants him to become. What we all want him to become, right? There's still a chance. He still has a shot, right? But if Baltimore could, let Lamar entertain offers and play on a 5th-year option, then we should be able to take the same approach with Tua and let the chips fall where they may. And that's not hating on Tua. That's giving him a shot at proving all of his so-called haters like me wrong. Right? If he's the man, he'll rise to the top. If he, we should not be afraid of competition. We want it at every other position except for quarterback position in this town. We were worried about Tannehill's feelings for so many years, and now we're worried about Tua's feelings. And if you talk too mean to the quarterback, oh my God, you're an evil hater. You're the worst thing since Swiss cheese. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. All that crazy talk got to get out of the fan base, man. And now the same talking points that were used against Flores, they're starting to creep back up now against McDaniel. All of a sudden, McDaniel's to blame for Tua not being able to figure out where to throw the goddamn ball. Come on, man. There's 3 or 4 receivers on every play. No one is forcing Tua to throw into double coverage. No one is forcing him to throw to Durham Smythe short. If one guy's covered, find the open guy. That's what's required at the position. And in these last couple of games, Tua seems confused. He seems to panic when even there's a whiff of pressure coming his way. He wants to get rid of the ball. And these are problems that we can't continue to persist with at QB number 1. He needs competition at the very least.
Yeah. Well, I want to bring up 2 things. Number 1, I don't think they're blaming McDaniel. Well, blaming McDaniel for the play calling, because I agree with you. There were plays to be made, and as they say, there were meat left on the bones. You know what I'm saying? So there were plays to be had, but what they are blaming McDaniel is the lack of discipline.
Yeah,
the penalties.
Which I agree with.
And the lackadaisical attitude this team has, if you could see,
seems
it
to reflect. Seems to reflect them. I would agree 100%. And by no means would I say McDaniel is 100% polished as a head coach. I'm just appreciating his. I know. I have to acknowledge though his ability to, number 1, improve Tua. I did see improvement from Tua, and number 2, to design an innovative, novel offense that fits the talents that we had. Right. If anything, the Dolphins' offense was innovative. Right. It was tailor-made for the players we had. Right. And for the most part, it was successful till it started to get broken down at the end, and teams started to catch up to our concepts. So. McDaniel, I think, has a lot of pluses, but as you pointed out, he definitely has negatives as well. Got to stay objective. Absolutely.
I mean, he took a heavy job, man. He took a heavy job. I give the man that. And some is not so much as play calling, but getting plays in. Now I'm wondering if he was getting his plays in, like he gets his plays in. Like as long as he gives his speeches and shit with the slur and like is that how he called? Is that what he's got for the next play to come up? You know what I'm saying? Like not sure, not ready, on time, and all that. Next thing, man, we're down to 4 seconds on the damn play clock, man.
Yeah, there were problems there with the communication. That came up, over and over. So McDaniel's by no far is a finished product, and I don't think Tua is either. Like I said, I don't deny that Tua can still develop. In fact, the comp that I give Tua is Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon was a screw up for the first 6-7 years of his career, and then found second life, leading the Raiders to a Super Bowl once he figured things out. Right. And Tua may still have that on his horizon. But right now, I think there are just too many problems, and the team is ready-made to win now. We got to give this thing the best shot now. And hey, Jermaine, thank you for revealing your true colors as you keep on trying to slander Dan Marino, really showing that you're a Tua fan and not a real Dolphin fan. So keep on going, Jermaine. Show everybody who the hell you are.
And by the way, I'm gonna be looking up this footage, because I remember Christopher Greer distinctly saying, look, they asked him about when they finally traded Tannehill for that 5th round pick, do they regret giving him another contract? And he says, no, the only thing I regret was not giving him competition.
Right. And again,
they said that about with Tannehill.
Yeah, after they traded him.
Yeah, that's a very telling quote, Shake, and that's why you're the man, Shake. Shake is always picking up those essential lines, dude. That's one thing I know about Shake Money, man. He listens very deeply. So we'll see if that one will bear fruit in this coming off season. That is definitely one to look for, because at the very least that has to happen.
And also say, look, at the end of the day, let's say he is thinking about getting off Tua. I'm not saying he is, but just say I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? Let's say, for instance, let's say for the sake of argument, to appease everybody, he is gonna get off Tua, and he is thinking about trading Tua because he's like, you know what? Last year's collapse in the December, this year's collapse in December. We might move, but at the end of the day, if he was, he's not gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna cut bait with Tua after this year," because at the end of the day, he's gonna diminish any trade value that he does have for him.
Yeah.
Hey, Shake, when the Cardinals when they drafted Rosen, right?
Oh, and when they traded Joe Rosen, they said before they traded Rosen, yeah, Rosen's our guy. The coach said, yeah, Rosen's our guy. Yeah, Rosen showed up at training camp, and lo and behold, in the draft they traded him.
Yeah, they turned around and picked up Kyler Murray, and they got rid of Rosen that next year, didn't they?
No, that next day.
The next day?
It was the next day. It wasn't even the next year. It was the next day. They drafted him. Day one was a Friday. They traded him the next day.
Did they get rid of the coach too, Shake?
No, he was still on there. They got rid of the coach that drafted him, which was Steve Wilkes.
Oh, okay. I just
you
thinking,
like Bo
man,
Nix, Bleezy? Y'all come on up. I'm dropping the link. Let me know what you think. So, Fred, what about the who do you think? What about who do you think was for the loss? Who do you blame on that this Sunday?
Who do I blame, Shake?
Mm-hmm.
Between from us and the Chiefs, Shake?
Yeah. Bleezy, I'll get with you in a minute. Hang on.
Well, Shake, man, I'm gonna have to put this one on Tua, man. I'm gonna have to put this one on Tua. I can't. I want to help him out and say McDaniel too, but I can't put McDaniel in there like that, man, because man, like he's going with what his quarterback can do. That's how I feel, man. He's going what his quarterback can do. The conditions on the field, and Tua just didn't come through, man. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on him, man.
Well, Fred, you don't got to be so demure, man. You don't have to be so reserved. Just go and watch Hard Knocks at the end, and what Waddle had to say as he sat on the bench next to Tyreek. I mean, Waddle was almost 100% clear and expressive about his dismay with the offense that he was a part of. And to me, the arrow is pointing clearly in one direction, according to Waddle.
One direction? Oh, yeah. But I just hope they carry that with them to next season. I really do hope they carry that into next season. Remember this. But anyway, I'm going to get to the next person, Fred. I appreciate you coming up, man.
Go ahead, Shake. Appreciate you having me, Shake. Go ahead.
No problem.
Peace, Fred.
Bleezy, what's going on, Miami Dolphins content? What's up? How you doing, brother?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Shake?
What's going on, Bleez? What's up?
What's up, KP?
Oh, man, love the background.
Man? You like that?
Yeah. Nice.
I personally took that at the Texans game last year.
You were at the Texans game?
Last year, not this season. The past season, yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I was at the yeah, because I was at a couple of games. I forgot we didn't play the Texans. My bad.
Say what you want about Ross, but he has improved the stadium, man. I mean, if you know what it used to look like before, he's giving it.
By the way, it was nice meeting you at the watch party.
Yeah, bro, for sure. No, that was a great time, man. I came home with some goods. I still got some of that stuff around here. But yeah, man, I'm hearing all the talk about Tua and McDaniel, and I'm still trying to process it all myself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of hits me that I think McDaniel kind of ran out of talent It's kind of what hits me, man. He ran out of coaching talent. You know what I mean? And I blame Tua too. I just put in the comments that if we didn't need more spots filled, I would go after Bo Nix at 21. You know, and I'm a Tua guy. I like Tua. I don't dislike Tua. The thing about what I've always said about Tua, even when he was a rookie, is he gets nervous in the pocket.
Right.
And his rookie year, I was saying we gotta beef up our O-line. We gotta protect him. And now here we are 3 years later, and he's nervous in the pocket.
Aside from the catastrophic injury he suffered coming out of college, I think one thing that the scouting report may not have touched upon was the fact that throughout his football playing career up to that point, he hadn't faced much pressure. He hadn't faced, flying bullets at the highest speed. And we've seen him struggle when in times where the bullets are flying. I mean, he's not the most mobile guy. I've always given him credit, though, for his ability to decode the pocket, right?
Right.
But to stand and deliver sometimes, that's what we need from him now. And he seems to be a little bit over hesitant in standing and delivering, And
KP, that's really not something you can teach, right?
Right.
You can't really teach that, man. This is the NFL. He's not going to have 3 or 4 seconds in that pocket.
Right. That's where the moxie comes in. And again, I hate to, do the Marino to a comparison, but I mean, that's one of the defining characteristics of Dan Marino, man. He's standing there and deliver an ace under the most intense pressure, intense pressure, So we need to see some shades of that rub off on number one if he's going to continue as our quarterback number one.
I think Tua has some footwork. He had some footwork about him. Yeah. But I don't know, man. He gets nervous back there. That's what I don't like. And I mean, I made a video about it when he was a rookie talking about that. And so I know it's a fact. I've been seeing it. And it sucks I'm still seeing it now because I think that's kind of why we hired McDaniel, to kind of calm his ass down and get it going.
Can you clarify what you meant by McDaniel running out of coaching talent? Do you mean his ideas?
His offensive play calling, man. His offensive play calling, and I mean, we've been talking about his lack to really manage a game for a while, but the offense, man. That's why I think you were talking about Waddle a second ago was pissed off. Tua kind of had an attitude in his press conference. I think everybody's kind of pointing the blame at McDaniel, saying, man, we couldn't move the ball. Even against KC, McDaniel's on the sideline saying, we can't do shit. Well, fuck it, that's on you, McDaniel. You're the play caller. And our offense was fire earlier in the year.
Right. So you put in the lack of adjustments, the lack of ability to adjust and come up with a new realm of attack. Yes. You're putting that on McDaniel. And I hear you. I can't argue with that. Ultimately, what did Eisenhower say? The buck stops here. Right?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Know, coaching talent. I think maybe McDaniel he might own it. He might say, it is on me, and he might bring in another play caller. And I don't even know if he was actually calling all the plays, although I think he admitted he is calling the plays.
Well, I was on earlier saying that McDaniel does need an anger translator or just another, I don't know about Frank Smith. I don't know too much about him, right? But he needs somebody that can, simplify some of the big level ideas that he tries to express sometimes to his players and to, I guess, his other coaches as well. He's definitely an intelligent guy, and I believe in his ability to scheme up offenses, innovative, tailor-made offenses. But you're right. I think what Q just called situational play calling right there on the spot, translate this to those guys so they can execute. There still needs to be some development in that area. No doubt.
Yeah. And here's another thing. Look, if he doesn't decide to get another play caller, for the love of God, get a better assistant head coach. Get a better guy who's gonna help you with challenges and time management. Get a better
that was the tight ends coach, Alan Embry. All right, you need
something like that.
Aqua Vision, what's going on? Yeah, so if you're not gonna give up play calling, get a better assistant head coach, because at the end of the day,
exactly,
that's what's gonna help you.
And Shake, I've heard you say the same thing. You've been talking about that too, about him calling the plays. But KP, that's kind of what I mean about that, man. It seems like, almost like maybe we need some new blood in there or need to make an adjustment somewhere on the offensive side of the ball, man, on the play calling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that has been a big time problem that keeps coming up week after week. The idea that communications are bogging down, we keep hearing about it. So that's something that must be cleaned up if we're going to advance, for sure.
And what's funny is they got all this depth. When we came into the season, when we started the season, we got all this depth at wide receiver. We signed Chosen. We brought in, even though he wasn't Chosen, Anderson. We brought in this
deep.
guy, that guy, Craycraft.
We have the vending machine. The vending
know
machine.
What I mean?
Chase Claypool.
Yeah. So we're bringing in all these wide receivers, and 80% of the passes are going through two guys. So instead of bringing in if we know that we want to pass to Tyreek and Hill and give them more time so they could get open, how about invest in the offensive line that would help facilitate
that kind of offense, right?
And not to mention, look, another narrative that I'm gonna push back on right now, since I'm cooking, is the fact that everybody says that Tua is too short, he's too little, blah blah blah. Well, at the end of the day, he is this. When he was hugging, when he was handshaking with Patrick Mahomes, he was looking him eye to eye.
Eye to eye.
So that tells you right there that their eye level is the same thing. So if it's too small for him, then it's too small for Mahomes. I know,
right?
So at the end of the day, look, it's called passing lanes for a reason.
Well, if there's one question that Tua answered this season,
we need an offensive line to make better passing lanes so he could see.
If there's one question he answered, it is the health question, right? The physicality question, right? He took steps last offseason to bulk up, put on weight, right? And he lasted the whole season. So check mark. But give Tua his credit and his flowers in those areas that he did, right?
He's kind of a big guy, man. Tua's kind of a big guy,
right? But the question mark still though is, mentally, is he ready to stand and deliver? And that's we still got to shine. We got to shine the flash. What's up, Crypto?
What's up, Crypto?
What's up?
Yeah.
Thanks for. Oh, hey, what's up, man? What's up, Bleezy? I haven't seen you in a while.
Bro?
Welcome back.
Yeah,
I can't believe I got kicked out of a space because of my harsh stance on what's going on in this fan base with the purgatory that we in. And then I said that Tua got the Yao Ming Award, and that warranted me getting booed out because he got the Pro Bowl, because the Pro Bowl don't mean nothing.
Oh, you got booed out of that space? You got booed out of that space? Yeah, it was war. That's why.
That was Lewis's space. Yes, he was.
And he kicked you out?
So either he's a part of the Tua clan and the Tua Reich now, because I'm going to go hard. The gloves is off now. Everybody that's blindly defending this man, I'm calling them a part of the Tua Reich, and I ain't holding back.
Oh shit!
Because it's mindless and
senseless. Turn up, Crypto.
Yeah.
Turn up.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you, Lewis, to his face, I found some of his takes today quite puzzling. I tried to tell him.
All I said is the man had the Yao Ming Award.
Yeah.
When anybody's giving it, regardless if the Pro Bowl has been so dwindled down, it would have been better off if Tua would have won in his first year when it actually meant something. When 2/3 of the people can't rack up the tallies, and then the rest of the people vote you in because they feel pressure to vote you in.
Right.
But yeah, there were statistically other quarterbacks that could have got just as well gotten a nod. My blind faith is over because I said he was a good regular season quarterback, and he hasn't become a franchise quarterback until he wins a playoff game, and I'm going to treat it as such. Once you meet the definition of winning a playoff game as well as winning meaningful regular season game, in my mind, you're not a franchise quarterback. And if anybody in this league has met that definition already, then so be it. If they not happen to be a Dolphin quarterback, then congratulations. That's on Greer, because they passed over those guys. It's not my fault that Greer passed over a franchise quarterback, and we've yet to solve our franchise quarterback because they want to keep up with the Joneses and pay the man and throw out all these tantalizing stats about, Oh, he led the league in passing, but they don't say yards. They just leave it at passing, which is deceptive because passing what? QBR, passing rating. Man, there's a lot of statistical categories you can lead in as a quarterback.
Well, that's why I keep on bringing up
Quantify
Jeff
which one it
George.
is.
That's why I keep on
Quantify
bringing
which
up
one it is.
1997 Jeff
Because you want to
George.
know why?
Yeah.
Because he didn't lead as in as many a litany of categories this year than he did this previous year. And I keep bringing that up, and it is painful to some people.
Hey, Crypto.
Because I differentiate what it is. What is he leading in? I don't have to pledge my allegiance to a man.
Hey, Crypto, what do you think about what we were saying? I don't know if you heard it, but about Tua being nervous in the pocket? What do you think about that?
On some occasions, he can be. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to it, where it could be depending on the where the rush is coming from, who what's who's in his face, who's in his vicinity. Well, he can quote unquote be seeing ghosts, not necessarily seeing ghosts, but
Well, yeah,
like
I think
hurrying the pass too fast than what it need to be. Climbing
that's
clean
it.
pockets or things like that, where you don't have to do nothing. You just stand there, survey the field, and then make your target and throw it in that aspect. So yeah, there's some validity to it, Breezy. But it's not 100%.
Well, we
But
heard
yeah.
it from Tua himself in a couple press conferences where he immediately talks about the chopping, changing of the offensive line. That is something that he has brought up on more than one occasion in those press conferences. So, to me, that indicates that it does bother him. That doesn't allow him to see those ghosts. When a lot of times, in actuality, he's got more time than he thought than he thinks he had. There were times where he seems to be rushing the delivery of the ball. And it's because I think that just seeing different personnel in front of him, he has this lack of trust, lack of comfort.
Lack of trust.
I didn't feel that my undying fealty to a man was going to get me kicked out of a space because I say he won the Yao Ming Award.
Well, Crypto, you know how it is.
Well, yeah,
man.
that's what the NFL Pro Bowl is. It's akin to a billion Chinese people voting for Yao Ming, and he's going to automatically get the nod because there's a billion people on the side.
Yeah. And not to
It's
mention,
a pure
I'm glad
popularity
you should have
contest.
been here for. Hey, I'm glad you got kicked out. You should have been here at 7:00. No, fucking with you.
Yeah, I know,
Hey.
man. I lose track of
it's
time,
crazy,
man. It's gonna be a long 8 months because you're gonna hear a lot of overtures and references to attacking the Tuanon clan of real harsh political movements of the 1930s. I'm not gonna say who.
It's
but,
always been slightly fascist, 100%.
I'm not gonna say from now on. For every time these two sycophants come out here, I'm just gonna quote one of the 14 characteristics, just one by one, go down the list of them, and give you the parallel on the behavior that's going on. That's what I'll do from now on. I'll just out of the blue start quoting the 14 characteristics.
Hey.
I heard a guy on the radio say this earlier today, and I don't know, but he said that he said Tua is the best quarterback we've had since Marino. And I was like, damn.
And I'll say it, Shake Money said it best. Well, it's akin to having the hottest freaking chick in a nursing home.
I'll say, yeah, comparing the hottest quarterback since Marino is like comparing the hottest chick in the nursing home. It doesn't mean much.
Okay, yeah.
Congratulations to having the hottest chick in the nursing home.
Competition isn't very high. I hear you. I got you. Okay.
Because what hot quarterbacks have we had since then? Since Tannehill and Jay Fiedler and Chad Pennington.
His point was, man, we don't need to kick the guy out of the building. He's the best quarterback we've had since Marino.
Look, at the end of the day, this is where I stand.
But that still falls in that category. Hottest chick in the nursing home.
This is where I stand on Tua. He's a Dolphin fan. I'm not a Dolphin fan. He's a Dolphin. He's my quarterback. At the end of the day, I don't. When I do YouTube, and now if I'm a panelist on your show, I'm gonna say all kind of bullshit. I speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you how I feel. But when I'm in the host chair, I think my job is to tell you what's going to happen, and what's going to happen, whether we like it or not. He's going to get the fifth. He's going to get extended. They're going to extend him. He's going to get the extension. I could be wrong, but I think this is the direction. I think it's just like a weatherman. You're forecasting what's going to happen to the Dolphins. It may not happen, but you're just forecasting. And I'm forecasting that they're going to give him the extension before free agency hits. And so they could decide what if they're going to be buyers or sellers in the up and coming free agent market. To figure out,
and I wouldn't disagree
that's the
with
one
that.
Contract. Hold on, crypto. That's the one contract they need to worry about to get squared away before free agency starts. So that's the first chip that's going to fall.
And we're starting $40 million in the hole.
So
yeah, they're going to need to make a decision pretty quickly.
He's going to get that extension.
I'll say to yield into perfect appeasement to a certain section of the fan base. They're going to feel pressure to keeping up with the Joneses when they don't need to, when there's no evidence to suggest that you should be forking over that kind of cash over unproven commodity.
So they're going to make the Daniel Jones mistake, crypto?
Hey,
yes.
Why would they not look at
pressure to do? We're feeling pressure to do something that fall into the same mistakes that other franchises have made, yet putting us further into purgatory.
If you're Tua's agent, are you not saying, hey, look what Daniel Jones got paid. Look what Justin Herbert's getting paid.
And then hold his feet to the fire and said, well, Daniel Jones has won a playoff game. Your concern is winning with us.
I don't see how we could pay Tua at the number.
That's what Chris Greer would show. If Chris Greer had any gonads, he would look at them and say, well, your business is not theirs because at least that quarterback won a playoff game.
I'd like to hope that Chris Greer would take that stance, but I don't think we will, based on what has happened. But I think we need to play hardball with Tua. And if he wants to sit out because he doesn't want to play on his fifth-year option, then let his ass sit out. You know what I'm saying? We need to play hardball at this point because the time for babying Tua has come to an end, man. This franchise demands more. We demand more. Yeah, it's just what it is. I mean, it ain't about loving them or hating them, but we need, we need improvement at the position one way or the other. You know?
It's just a matter of being wise with your money, being wise with your finances.
You're exactly crypto.
If somebody else blows $1 billion, doesn't license you to blow $1 billion.
You're right.
Companies
Chris Greer
and corporations don't do that. They don't waste money for the sake of wasting money.
Well, there you go. Exactly. So Chris Greer and the upper management, they have their hands full this offseason. They got their fucking hands full.
Yeah. It's a big decision.
Let the fifth year option play out and make it a prove a year. And say no. Our owner wants to win Super Bowls. Winning Super Bowls starts by winning division, winning playoff games, and then we'll pay you accordingly.
Well, see, that's why you got to look back in retrospect, man. We had supposedly a road from 2020 to with all of draft picks. We were supposed to stick to this road and ride it to success. Man, that's been totally diverted at this point, man. We're just trying to, keep the thing going. Yeah,
something didn't go right.
The rebuild is off the rails. Which is a goddamn shame. I mean, there was so much hope in 2020, man. Yeah.
And so I think that's why we're all pissed off. We're trying to figure out what happened in the damn where we go wrong, and a lot of the blame's going to Tua, a lot of the blame's going to McDaniel, I don't know.
Yeah, when their book is written, there's going to be a lot of blame to go around.
Unfortunately, they're going to be pressured and backed into the corner to do.
All I know is next year I'm going to the Indianapolis game. If the game is in August or September, Michael K, if you're still listening, I am going to the Buffalo game. If it's early, if it's in September or October, I will be going to the Buffalo game. If it's in November, October, December, now you can have that freezing shit.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's got to be before November.
Now I like it in the Buffalo. I like it in the 40s and the 30s, 40s. You know what I'm saying?
Right, we can handle that.
Anything colder than that is no.
Oh, that's sufferation at that point. Yeah, man.
Southwest Florida. It's hot down here.
Mm.
Oh man, and you know what's crazy was I should have wore a sweater to the game because when I was at the tailgate, I was fine. When I was walking to my seat, I was fine. But when you're sitting there and there's a wind tunnel in that stadium because of the freaking the canopy, there's a wind tunnel blowing. Man, it was cold as hell. I was freezing my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I left the game early. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not. If we're gonna lose, I'm not gonna freeze my ass off here looking at these damn Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah. No.
If we were winning, I would have endured the cold. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah.
But hey, I got to meet McDuffie and Steph Levitt, so it wasn't that bad.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's a
Yeah.
shame it came down to that damn
It's a
Bills
shame,
game,
bro.
man. That's a
No,
damn.
it's a shame. It comes down to now a one player with a cult-like following could cause that much dissension where you make a comment about fucking a Chinese player in another sport being relative to what our NFL does when it comes to their Pro Bowl, then it warrant that kind of dissension. That's the problem.
Well, that's been the case since he got drafted to our team. Even before he came to our team, with the whole tank for Tua campaign, I always hated that thing, man. That was the beginning of the problem there. And so many, so many people
You
came
want to
in.
know what that does?
Uh,
Exiling me from a space that makes me dig in and be even more entrenched to call people that's fascist-like behavior. Because you
Yeah.
don't watch in lockstep like a toy soldier. That's what happens to you. You get treated like the gypsies or the Jews.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah. Hey. I called that out 2 years ago, man. I called the behavior the black shirts, the Italian black shirts. So it was, it was like Italy in the 1920s and 30s, man. But anyway,
Yeah, but
we don't need to go
Mussolini.
too deep. Yeah, exactly. We don't need to go too deep, though, but I hear you.
Did we have these same problems with Tannehill though? Split fan base.
Towards the end, it was building. Yeah, it built as more and more it looked like Tannehill was not going to be the guy. And then we still had, after he got hurt, right? There was this watershed moment where everybody said, up to that point, he was pretty indestructible, right? But then he got hurt, and then do we get rid of him right now? And then he ended up playing another 3 years, wasted time. And then so Tua stepped into that. And, it's not Tua's fault that he stepped into that, right? The individual, but it is what it is, man. This is the context of being a Miami Dolphin player at that position at this time. This community is now the longest. What was it, Crypto? We haven't won a team with the longest record of having not won a playoff game in all of major sports. Yes. We are number one. Yeah. So we are. I remember back when I was a kid, Tampa Bay, the fans used to wear, the brown paper bags on their heads, those who went to the stadium, and nobody went to the stadium. We are that franchise now. And a lot of these young Dolphin fans and these young Tua sycophants, they don't appreciate that. They're just happy-go-lucky, give them another season loss. Mother effort, we don't got that time.
Or go root for the Buccaneers. But I only been a fan for 27 years, but I'm telling somebody been a fan for over 40 years to go root for Buccaneers.
Yeah. Exactly.
By the way, what's going on, Craig Sebring? Let me welcome Craig Sebring real quick.
Yeah, what's up, Sebring?
Buccaneers won 2 Super Bowls, by the way, in that 20-year span.
Hey, what's up, man?
Frustrated. Frustrated. When I even said to a bunch of friends back when we lost the Tennessee game, I said, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you got it. I said, yeah, but did you see the end of the schedule? And that game just hurt us so badly.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah. Looking back, that was the kick in the nuts. When you look back
at the blue balls moment. Yeah, the blue balls started aching at that point. Oh, yeah.
But part of it, I'll say, well, I didn't get to watch the game because I don't get, what was the game on again? Saturday. What was it on?
Peacock.
Peacock. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I actually paid for that shit too. Well, actually, I had Peacock, so I couldn't get on mine. So, long story short, I had to pay for it anyway. So I'm like, damn it, man.
Yeah.
Oh well, you could just cancel it, so it doesn't matter. It was like $5 to watch a Dolphin game.
Yeah,
it was like $6 to watch a Dolphins lose.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get it. I just listened to like the show, like the Finns tailgate Saturday night.
Yeah.
I listened to the play-by-play, and I followed it on like the ESPN app. But part of that loss is Tua, part of it's McDaniel. But the thing that's driven me nuts all year, but besides those two, the drop passes.
Yeah. And by the way, Craig, what I did was because El Capitan was ahead of me, I paused it. I got in sync with El Capitan, so it looked like actually El Capitan was calling the game, and I put the volume down because one thing that trips me out is when somebody tells me, "Oh man, did you hear what the commentator says about Dolphins?" No, because I put the shit down. Who cares? But go ahead.
Exactly. But it's frustrating. Have we made progress? But the number one thing I caught notice at the end of the year thing, when Chris Greer, not Mike McDaniel, when Chris Greer at that end of the year press conference said, we're considering changing play calling. And I think that has to be. The plays take too long. How many times this year did we waste time out because the play got in so late?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta change it. And I'll give credit. Like, who's the coach of the Texans?
I don't know, but he's a pretty good coach.
D'Amico Ryans.
Okay, but the point is, he's a defensive mind. You don't see him with a clipboard. He's focusing on the team, offense, defense, special teams, what to do.
Well, isn't that an irony?
But you know what?
Go ahead, Shake.
Hold on. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? Look, here's the thing. I'm not even saying as of now, because we're in a win now moment. This is what I would really like to do. This is because I think a lot of people make good points that he will eventually grow into that role. But right now, when we're in our win now window, give the play calling to Darren Bevel, who is a seasoned play caller. Once you are comfortable becoming a head coach, once you've grown into your role as a head coach, and Darren Bevel gets a head coaching job or gets promoted somewhere, then you be like, you know what? I'm comfortable. I will resume my play calling. I have, you know what I'm saying? But right now, if we would have gotten McDaniels instead of Flores, and we were building the team from scratch, then yeah, I could see not giving up the play calling because the team is developing where he's developing. But we're at right now, the team is far further along than his play calling progressions.
Right.
So he needs to be a head coach
that's
first,
the ultimate irony of it all. Well, that's the ultimate irony of it all. That our first look at McDaniel was supposed to have been the natural progression, right, of him to step up as an offensive coordinator. And what he's done as head coach is actually serve as the offensive coordinator, whereas in all the head coaching duties, right, that's where the questions arise, right? So, that people are right to point to McDaniel not being perfect, right? But I think people are also right to point to the talent he showed, though, in designing this offensive approach, doing what he did with Tua to resuscitate his career. So he deserves some credit. But I agree.
I don't mean to cut you off. Our offense and Tua, when we're clicking and when Tua's playing good, we look really good.
Yeah,
so really good.
He deserves some kudos, right? But I agree with Shake too. He's not the total package as a HC. If he had taken that natural progression, and I don't know, people can knock me if you want, but that's why I thought that the firing of Flores was such a critical mistake. I think the ideal situation would have been Flores as HC and McDaniel at OC. And I think that would have been the way forward. And perhaps that was the original plan. But somehow that got derailed, and we're where we're at today. They force-fed us McDaniel. Remember, 3 coaches turned us down, and we settled on McDaniel, right? So he wasn't our first choice. So he was our fallback option because he was always in orbit to be the OC. And they pushed him up to head coach. And I can't deny that's been part of the issue here with our failure here at the end.
Comes back to what I said about he kind of ran out of talent.
What 3 head coaches turned us down? Remind me. I forget.
The guy in New York.
Peterson.
Yeah, the guy in New York.
Yeah,
Yep, he's
Peterson, the guy in New York. And then I think, was it Kellen Moore or
No, Kellen Moore was an option. He was one of the two
he was
options.
one of the candidates? Well, it may have been two guys there, not three. It may have been two
We
guys.
were talking about Harbaugh at that time.
Yeah, Harbaugh. Yeah, he didn't want to come.
Yeah, Harbaugh.
Listen, especially after that lawsuit.
Right. Yeah. That didn't make things easier.
Yeah, but wasn't it Stephen Ross also said he didn't want to take Harbaugh away from Michigan?
Yeah.
And no, I'm just saying. Some point you got to put that loyalty crap aside.
Yeah.
Do you want to win a Super Bowl, or do you just want your school to win a national title?
Well,
you can't have it both ways.
No, what tripped me out is not only did his school get to have a playoff appearance before his professional team did, but they also got a playoff win before his professional team did.
Yeah.
And won a championship before. And mind you, except for next year, the playoffs in college is a lot harder to get to than it is pros. You only got four slots.
Yeah.
Next year it's going to be a lot different. But
next year it goes to 12 teams, and that's going to be interesting. But that's for another day. But I don't know. We got to figure out some stuff, and my personal feeling is Greer has to just sit and tell him, look, we're going to give the play calling to Derek. What's his name? Bevel?
Darren Bevel, yeah.
Okay, I'm bad with names, so bear with me here. Or if not Bevel, go get somebody else, and you sit and you tell him the way it is. This is what we're going to do. And if by chance he says, well, I don't want to do it that way, then you say bye-bye to him. You don't cater to the guy.
Yeah, but you know what? I like Darren Bevel the best because he's already worked with Tua for 2 years. He's already worked with the quarterback room for 2 years. So he knows he doesn't even have to come up with the schemes. He knows what his limitations are. He knows what his weaknesses and strengths are. So you want a guy that's familiar with not only with Tua, but if Skyler has to come in, if Mike White has to come in, he's equipped to know how to use them as well.
Yeah, because it seems to me McDaniel just takes too long sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, come on now. Like the one time, was it the Buffalo game or whatever game not too long ago? I mean, we just got the ball and we had to use a timeout. It's like, come on, we got to get this correct.
From last season, I pointed out about McDaniel that he's too much of a yin and a yang type of coach in the sense that he doesn't want to dictate offense to the defense, right? He would rather be reactionary. He wants to see what the defense is doing and then call a play to counter what the defense is trying to do. He's over rather than, there's some plays where you say, God damn it, I know they're loaded to stop us, but we're going to run this play anyway, and we're going to execute, right? And you put the onus on your players, right, to be more direct with his play calling. And I think that's where he gets into trouble, when he's over-analyzing what the defense is trying to do. And we've seen that come up time and time. I remember last year when we're at the 2-yard line, Teddy Bridgewater was about to start the game, and because of what the defense is showing him, he calls a naked bootleg, and Teddy Bridgewater gets crushed, shoulders effed up for the rest of the season. I'm like, what kind of play call is that? It's a play call out of weakness. It's a play call out of, I'm going to do something that the defense isn't ready. And then he gets caught up when the defense adjusts. And that's where we run out of time. Once the defense masks what they were doing, right, it becomes a problem because now you got to change the play. And there's no more time left on the clock, especially given the fact that our offense has tells with the motion, which tells us whether they're running man or zone. There are all these opportunities to frustrate our offense, and that's what we saw happen to us at the end of the season. Teams got used to masking their defense, and and being successful in doing it.
And just like he says, like after halftime, I did see that interview. We got to run the ball. What does he do? Pass, run, pass. We punt the ball away, and this crap. I'm going to keep it clean, Shake. This crap.
I don't care about that. But real quick, AB, what's going on in the chat? Abba. Is it AB or Abba? Either way, AB. What is your stance on Tua? I'm very interested. If you can, please type it in the chat. I want to know what's your stance on Tua. Do you want to give him the 5th-year option? You want to extend him? What? Let me know. Because I know you've been. I want to call you a tunier, but you've been a strong supporter. So let me know.
AB.
So
Go ahead, Craig Seagreen. Sorry about that.
no, that's okay. And as far as this stuff, like I'll go back to the Buffalo game. When we were up 14-7, what were we doing? Running the ball well, and then he gets away from it. When we're dominating the Tennessee game, what does he do? He's got to throw it. Tua's a good quarterback, but he's not a 40 to 45 times a game quarterback. He just isn't.
So how does McDaniel improve himself, his play in the offseason? How does he improve?
I'm in lockstep with you, AB.
I just think, he has to turn it over. Just give it to Bell.
Right.
Just turn it over.
I think most coaches do.
But here's the thing. If he turns it over, right?
Well, I've been saying that, Shake Money. That's the wise thing to do.
Right, but does he have the gravitas?
Can't keep up with the Joneses.
Does McDaniel as an individual have the gravitas, the personality, the weight of personality to be the HC, to run the team and earn the respect of all positions, all other coaches? That's what I worried about when we first signed him. You know, he's definitely an offensive genius, but is he a general? Does he have that energy? And I think the question is still out there when it comes to McDaniel.
Well, I think he's got to learn he can't be everybody's buddy.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
When the guy drops a key pass like Tyreek and Waddle have, get on him. Say, hey, what is that? Or a stupid mistake when we may say 3rd and 8. And when we got a false start, when they come on, say, what are you doing out there? Come on, you got to be focused. Get on these guys a bit. You can't be their buddy. And that's what I always liked about guys
I
like
respect that Aquavision, if that's your opinion.
You know,
but yeah.
I mean, hey, whether you liked him or not, Bill Belichick was that way. Nick Saban was that way at Alabama. You made a mistake. He got on your ass about it, and they let you know about it.
And as a former player, sometimes you need that kind of tough love to push through shit. I mean, you know you fucked up when you fuck up a play, right? But sometimes the worst thing that can happen is no response. You know what I'm saying? You need to get somebody to immediately get in your ass to push you to, not make that mistake and tighten up when you get the opportunity next time.
Man. Well, real quick though, what's funny as far as when you said leadership and leader of men. Look, I seen this thing on Instagram where the guy says, what's 2 + 8? 10. What's 5 + 5? 10. What's 6 + 4? 10. What's 1 + 9? 10. So when I say that to say this is there's multiple ways to get to 10. There's not just one way to get to 10. Everybody's trying to push, 6 + 4 is the best way to get to 10. Well, 5 + is the best way to get to 10. At the end of the day,
as long as
getting to 10 is getting to 10. It doesn't matter how you do it because Marv, I could point to a lot of different styles of coaching that've gotten to that promised land that there aren't like a Bill Belichick or like what I mean?
Parcells,
so
I got you.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, that's how I feel. Anyway, I think he has the respect of the players. He does. Like I said, the only thing that concerns me was the pre-snap penalties, and that's pretty much
right.
The one thing that concerned me.
Right. I think he would have a lot more respect if they would have kicked some ass in the playoffs and towards the end of the year. I think, with losing, he loses a little bit of respect. But also the fact if he's the play caller and his play calling is shit, well, the buck stops with him at that point.
Yeah.
And the players are looking at him and say, dude, that's on you, man.
And how much of a schmuck do you look like? You're saying on national TV, we got to run the ball. And what was it? 5 out of the first 6 plays after halftime, he passes the ball. Well, you look like a schmuck.
Right.
Or how about when he apologized to the running backs the year before well, I'm sorry because I didn't run the ball, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah, man.
well, it's kind of like when you get your wife catches you cheating, right? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never cheat on you again. The next day, she catches you in your bed with her friend. So you're like,
Right. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
That's pretty drastic, Shake. I mean, hope that doesn't happen in real life, buddy. You know?
no, sister.
It's just kind of hard for the head coach, man. If he's the one taking all the blame, which he kind of is, along with the quarterback.
Definitely, he's got to take full responsibility there.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of places for that whole relationship to improve. We're going to need to see it if our team's going to go forward for sure.
Because now I think not only is he on the hot seat, you got to admit Chris Greer now has to be on the hot seat because he hired Flores, right?
Yeah.
Now he's hired this guy. If this guy doesn't work out, don't you think Chris Greer has to be on the hot seat also?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You would think they would go
Should
together.
already be on it.
They get booed. Yeah.
They
Just
got
look at
to
the two
figure
last
something
draft
out.
classes. We haven't got zero for the last two draft classes, you know?
Yep. I mean, now you got a first, and I respect the person that said Bo Nix. No, what we need to get, I think we need a wide receiver, and I'll tell you why. Tyreek Hill is gone after next season.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gone, and who knows? And you got to find the number one. Let's face it, guys. Waddle is not a number one. He just isn't. He gets hurt too much. Now, is it all his fault? No, but he still gets hurt too much. You need that guy that can stay healthy, that guy that can lead you, like down the, like a Justin Jefferson type player.
That's an interesting take. So you would go receiver with our number one pick this year.
Yep.
Hey, listen, this is probably the truest statement. Gentlemen, at the end of the day, we want to win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Brother.
Hold up, that's a reasonable Ab. That's the most reasonable thing I've ever heard Ab say in the 3 years he's been on these goddamn things. Wow, Ab.
Pretty much, KP. Yeah,
I'm impressed. Jeez.
A non-military clock is a broken one is right twice a day if it's a non-military clock.
Yep. So, and I mean, this window isn't open too long because we got to get our shit together.
A military clock has 24 hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
24 dials?
Yep. Right.
Damn.
Yeah. 24 hours.
When my
That's why I
brother
had to
was
say
in the Navy,
non-military clock.
my brother was in the Navy, and when he comes home, he likes to mess with me and say, 1,800 hours. I got to sit there and, okay, 12 o'clock is 12.
Right,
Okay.
you're doing the math in your head.
But no, I mean, the window's closing.
Actually,
I
aviation time is
I prefer
is
down
on Zulu time too. That's a 24-hour window as well. We use it in aviation. The 24-hour clock, the Zulu time.
So, and the thing is, I don't know about giving. I think you should bring him in, not a draft a quarterback. If he's a free agent or you make a small little trade, I'd like to see him get the backup to Burrow. I don't know if they give him up, but I really fell in love with that guy.
Browning, yeah. El Capitan, that's El Capitan's guy.
Yep. I really liked when I'd see Cincinnati games.
Running off NFL
offense. He really showed, and he got on play.
Number two. I'd take him as a number two.
And he seemed to be primed and ready to take over a team. Yeah.
Yep. It's something. I mean, when I saw a couple games, he got on guys. He didn't sit there and yell at them, but he'd say, like, come on, guys, you look at Tua, this is the problem. And they showed he's just sitting there. He's not getting on anybody. It's like, come on, Tua, get on your guys. Somebody missed a block. Get on them. Somebody dropped the ball. Get on them.
We all see it. We're all seeing it.
That's when you got to be a leader. If you go over, and Marino said it too. I remember the Marino days. He'd say, hey, my bad. I missed you. But boy, when guys miss blocks and he got sacked, he'd be in their face saying, you got to do a better job. And I remember the one show on Inside, they showed him and he said, without me, we don't have a shot at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But,
well, you can't say Marino wasn't confident. He definitely didn't lack confidence. But this is
Marino was cocky. He was great at
absolutely,
that.
absolutely.
Confidence that borders on arrogance.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, very much so. And hey, that might have even hurt him in the overall picture of things. Again, I was defending Marino earlier, but he definitely wanted to check out on the run plays and go to pass play. Maybe we should have run more in certain situations. In
But
retrospect.
they didn't have running
It
backs.
could have been
That
that
was
because they
the
didn't really have a
problem.
running back.
You
We
know,
had
Ethan
Terrell
Skolnick.
Davis in the back or Barry, I'll be really pissed off of him.
Well, we were cursed at the position, man. Sammy Smith, Cecil Collins, all these guys, they were good. They were talented.
Mark
But
Higgs.
Lorenzo
I think
Hampton,
I think in Marino's career, he had like over 30 some running backs behind him.
Well, sorry, not Lorenzo
way
Hampton.
too
Sorry,
many.
I blasphemed Lorenzo
You mean,
Hampton. I meant Bobby Humphrey.
Bobby Humphrey, yeah.
Bobby Humphrey had a great season with us that one season, and then in the offseason, he shot somebody in
Bernie
Alabama somewhere.
Parmalee, Mark Higgs.
Yeah. Well, Bernie probably came from UPS.
The postal worker.
Did you know? Did you ever hear?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear who wanted to play with Marino in the backfield?
Yeah, Barry Sanders.
Yeah, he really wanted, and they're like, no. And then he's like, okay, bye, Detroit. Have a good life. See what you do without me.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. Yeah.
But the other thing is, he never really had a defense. Look, I'm not going to blame the godfather of the Miami Dolphins. That's what I always called Shula. But even Shula said after he retired, he said, I never gave Marino a defense. It was go out and score 40 points a game. Well, that didn't always work.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I got to roll out.
All right.
Yeah.
Bleezy, appreciate you, man.
You're bad, Bleezy.
Nice having you here, man.
Crypto
Appreciate
Craig.
you, man. Good seeing you again.
You too, Crypto, man. Everybody hang tight. Shout out to Pete. I'll see y'all, man. I'll be back soon, man.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, Peace, bro.
Yeah, come
Hey,
back.
by the way,
man.
where can we find you? Oh, never mind. You left. But go ahead.
Pete's gone.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I thought
Listen
he
to
was
me
here.
carefully now. No,
No, never forget.
by the way, Ethan Skolnick, right? You heard Ethan Skolnick?
Yeah, the writer. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think it was Ethan Skolnick, but anyway, I think it was him. But he was saying that he was went during when the Super Bowl was here. He goes nice press badge. Dan Marino told him nice press badge, whatever. And then he looked at Dan Marino. He goes, damn, you don't have a press badge? He goes, nope. He goes, you know why? Because you're Dan Marino. He goes, you fucking right, I am.
Dan the man. Dan the man. Yeah.
Dan the man. I will never. It's a shame. It's a shame he never won a Super Bowl. But I'll tell you what. Till the day I die, I can always remember some of those great shootouts he had.
Oh yeah.
He got on, and like I said, he got on Mark Tupper and Clayton. If they dropped the ball, he'd get on.
Yeah.
He got on everybody. He even got in with Shula sometimes. Like, hey, we got to call this and get this, and
he would bark at anybody. He'd bark at anybody if things were going wrong. You know?
Oh yeah. But and I'm not saying Tua has to go out and beat Dan Marino, but Tua's got to learn to get a set of balls when a guy moves or a guy doesn't block or somebody drops a key pass. He's got to get on and say, hey, man, you got to do a better job. Let's go. And if the guy doesn't like it, you go to the coach and say, you know what? Because Marino did it. Keep him on the bench. We'll do without him.
Well, that's where the whole thing about the players reflecting their coach comes in, that whole critique. And this team was all about positive reaffirmation or whatever. Everything's positive. You need to talk about the good things you do. When somebody does something bad, you just skip over it, pretend it didn't happen. And Udi reward the good things. I think McDaniel, that's his approach to coaching. And I think that's too his approach to quarterbacking as well, And that's the new school way of doing things.
Yeah, but it's not working.
Yeah,
it's not working. I mean, you look at look at those two games, and even the Kansas City game in Germany.
Yeah, like I
They,
said
you
on
know,
your show yesterday, Pete, football is the closest thing to a meritocracy that exists, man. You got the best player must play, right? And there's no excuses when the guy beats you who's in front of you. You're exposed, and the more you win, the better you are in the end. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It doesn't matter where you come from, if you're the best guy, you should be the guy playing at all times. And
I agree. And to me, since you guys brought up Bo Nix and the rookie quarterbacks, like I don't even have Bo Nix as one of the top guys that we should select. Like my top three quarterbacks that intrigue me the most, that will be good competition, because I'm past Tua. Now, if we're looking for a quarterback that's just better than Tua, I mean, we could start talking about Spencer Rattlers of the world that can give you just mobility alone, right? But that's not franchise turning like sensation. There's three guys right now that I'm looking at that
Pete,
I hope
I'm on the
our
lookout for a
organization.
Jeep Wrangler, Pete. I don't need
I'm
nothing
telling.
special. I just need the
Okay,
old
so
fashioned Jeep Wrangler
how
to
about
do the job.
Talia
OG
Tagovailoa? How about Talia Tagovailoa? He just
Talia,
declared.
no, bro, that's a
I'm just
disaster.
joking. I'm just joking, bro.
My three right now are Drake May, and the next two, I'm fighting every single day and flipping a coin on who I like more. Obviously, Jalen Daniels won the Heisman, so more people are gonna go with him because he's more popular. But I really, really like Joe Milton the third from Tennessee. Like those are the three guys right there. Like
Is he an
anybody
all
else, I
terrain
don't even.
vehicle? Is he an
Yeah,
all
he
terrain
Joe
vehicle?
go look at Joe Milton and you're gonna be like, wow, this guy looks like Anthony Richardson, but a little bit lighter, just a tad bit lighter on his feet. This guy, this guy was running people over a flick of the wrist. His ball goes 70, 80 yards. I first saw this guy when he made a Barstool video, and it was like a some dude in the office catching a ball, so it intrigued me. And I looked at that video and I'm like, whoa, it was like a little troll video. And the guy goes, oh, throw me the ball as hard as you can. And Joe Milton, with a flick of the wrist, just made that ball zoom like 100 miles an hour inside of a building, and it was unreal. And it was crazy. So those are the top three quarterbacks. I think I like those three guys over Caleb Williams, over Penix, over Bo Nix, over all those other guys. I'm picking those three before those guys.
Would Derek May even be there at 21, or would he be gone?
I don't know
He
if
could
Daniels
be.
will be there, but
Depends on
there's a
how many
potential that
quarterback needy
Milton
teams
could.
are ahead of us.
If
There's only
Milton
maybe
doesn't,
3 quarterback needy teams that's ahead of us.
Yeah, I
but
haven't even
honestly,
started my draft prospects yet, man. This is a goddamn
It's supposed
shame.
to be a deep quarterback draft.
We got to start moving in that direction now because we're out of the playoffs. God damn it!
well, I want you guys to realize, like those, I said, those are the only three that intrigue me. I don't think any other quarterback coming out probably challenges Skylar Thompson. So that's another thing we need to take into, like it might be a joke to you
But
guys.
that's
It
not
might be
Mike
funny. Oh,
McDaniel's
ha ha.
guy, though.
But yes, it is Mike McDaniel's guy. Mike McDaniel selected Skylar Thompson.
You sure
That's
that
Did
was
Mike
he?
Mike
McDaniel's guy.
McDaniel?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know if
Yes, it
that's
was
him.
Mike. It was Mike McDaniel. That's Mike
But he
McDaniel's
wasn't a
guy.
high
Actually,
pick.
Skylar Thompson.
It was Darren Bevel that picked him.
He wasn't a high pick, though, Pete.
Yeah,
If
I
they
get
get a
it,
number
but sometimes it's
21
not
and a
about
guy fall in
picks.
the lap, he'll pick that guy. Well, he should pick it. I'm gonna say he will.
Well, again, Darren Bevel. If Darren Bevel picked him, he's a good quarterbacks coach. He knows it.
He
That
knows
And
his
has
that's
to
what I'm
have
proved
saying.
true
some
Like
kind of weight
potential
to
to
it.
we
that
might,
point.
like I do
Yeah, well, in
want
that sense.
another quarterback because I don't feel like we're gonna head in with Mike White again. And obviously, with the
No,
new
Mike
rule,
White, I
most
think he's
teams are
done.
always gonna have three, and
Shake,
that's
I got to
actually
get
a
out of here, bro. I
All right,
may
all
come
right,
back up
KP.
later.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm gonna close it
Okay.
down in about 15 minutes anyway. So
all right,
All right.
cool.
Okay,
Peace.
all right,
so those
KP.
are the three. But
yeah,
I'm just thinking like I think we're rolling with Skyler, and that's where I think it's gonna trend to
we're gonna get Skyler and another backup quarterback.
Mm.
potentially.
And listen,
I
and who knows? Maybe Skyler beats out and becomes second and moves up the depth chart and becomes second string.
exactly what we're gonna
Right.
do. Watch, we're gonna end up drafting a quarterback in the 4th round. Everybody's gonna be hyped for him, and come preseason, Skyler's gonna put him out the door.
Okay. If you
I
say
don't think
so.
we even have a 4th round pick, do we?
I don't think so either. I think we have two
I think it goes
six-rounders.
one,
So we're gonna
two.
end up using one of those six-rounders because we
1,
got two
2, 3, and
six-rounders
5.
and two
I thought it
sixes.
was 1, 2, 5, 6, 6, 7. I may
That's
be
what it
wrong.
is right there.
Yeah.
No, that's what it was right there. I don't think
Yeah.
we have a 5 or
But I
one
think
of those.
they can juggle some guys. They need to do what the Lions did, but instead move up 20 slots and pick a quarterback. Move up from 21 to 1 or 2 and get
Oh,
their
so you're
guy.
going to pull Mike Ditka.
Yeah,
Remember
gonna
what
trade
he
for
did
that's
all
what
of
they
for
them
need
for
to
Ricky
Ricky
do.
Williams?
They
Williams?
move, they need to move up 20 slots.
Hey, I wouldn't have a problem with
Start
it.
getting on the phone and talking to the Bears and do whatever you can with their pick that they got.
Yeah, but then we only have that pick. What do you do then?
Go get the guy.
No, but I mean,
Whoever the guy is, the guy.
you don't think we need like some, like, I know people have said, what about if Armstead retires? Like
Yeah,
he's been talking.
take that doing free agency. Pat,
Okay,
take that through free agency.
gotcha. I don't think they'll do it.
That's
I
what I
don't.
would do. I would pull a Detroit Lions move up 20 slots, get the number 1 or number 2 pick, and
All
then
right.
go that direction.
You know
I'm
why
looking
it's
at it right now.
important?
We have a first, a second, and then we don't pick again to the 5th. And we
Mhm.
have a 6
Mhm.
A 6
and then
and
a
a 7.
7.
Yep. I knew it was
Yeah, we
something
would
weird
have to
like
give
that.
up this year's first, of course, that pick,
But we have
the
the 8th
next 2 firsts,
selection
and a
in the 6th
third.
round.
That'll be enough to move us up 20 slots. That's what Detroit did when they got the receiver. Well, what's his name from Alabama? Williamson.
Yeah.
Now, would you include, like, I know this is going to sound, now this is just off the wall, so don't crucify me. Would you maybe go either Waddle or Tyreek into that? Because we're losing Tyreek after
No,
this
no, no,
year
no, no. I'm
anyway.
telling you
Hey,
right
look,
now, after Waddle
No,
saying what
you
he
got
said on
Tyreek
Hard
and Waddle for
Knocks,
1 year.
yeah, after
look, you know
Waddle, what
what?
he
You know
said
what's
on
funny
Hard
is,
Knocks, he's untouchable.
when we
Right,
seen
Waddle's here to stay.
we
That's why I say you can
seen
go get a quarterback, Drake
yeah,
May. You can get him.
we seen Tua without Waddle, they didn't do so good. We seen Tua without Hill, he looked better this year.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm saying, because you're
Without
losing Hill
Hill. Oh,
after
you talking about
you're
that jet
losing
music?
Hill after
Yeah,
this
Yeah.
season.
right.
After next year, you're losing Hill because he's too in it. He wants to be gaming, and they can get rid of him because I forget what his salary goes. It's something out of the world. So why not? Hey,
Yeah,
let the other team.
I do think we only have one more year with Tyreek Hill, and that's what's going to be crazy to me if we really, really, really go in with this Tua stuff. Because I'm sorry, man, we
Hmm.
can't just waste it. We can't.
You
We
rolling
have
with
to.
Tua, Pete?
No, right now, I told you guys already. To me, I think that the organization already moved off. I will be shocked if this guy's the week 1 starter, bro. But it would I just do right now the way I feel today, bro, and especially after watching Hard Knocks and seeing the way Jalen Waddle reacted and how sad it was, like it just brought me back like after the loss all over again. Like I was already over it because I'm starting to feel like okay, it's gonna blow up. You know, like let me tell y'all something. A lot of fans right now are scared of the blow up, and the blow up is not really like a blow up. It's just let's just move off
Uh,
from Tua,
It's a soft
right?
reboot.
It's a soft one, and we can turn this thing around in a second. So I wasn't down like that after the like that, like oh my god. But at the same time, now after watching Hard Knocks and seeing the way Jalen Waddle reacted,
I need to
complaining
watch it.
about the
A lot of
7
people talking
points,
about Hard
you
Knocks.
crypto. Let me tell you, you're gonna be so sad and you're gonna feel so bad for the team, and then it's gonna really burn you inside knowing that what the team has done
Hmm.
to us as a fan base, how they have done us so wrong, right? Because
Right.
they could say it a million times out of their mouths, right, Crypto, that they're trying to
Yeah.
win a championship. But at the same
Right.
time, my feeling is they came out just to try to save face on a player, to try to prove people wrong on a player that's not championship caliber type player. So, like, are you just doing this for what? You see what I'm saying? Because it's just a weird feeling I have, and it's a really dark place to be in right now. If you're in my spot, it's
So,
crazy to
Pete,
me.
would you mind, like,
Well, could you
if
turn on the
maybe
light?
they traded Tua?
What'd you
That's
say,
the
Shake?
thing, Craig. Like it's the weirdest. Like this is the
You're in a
weirdest
dark spot.
prospect.
Turn on the light.
Turn on the
No, no,
light.
no.
We'll
Hear
leave
me
the
out.
light
Like,
on for you.
you guys, like whoever said about like traded way
Free
up, like doing
electricity.
like Detroit. So why not trade Tua, get Browning from the Bengals, and then draft a high quarterback?
This is the thing. Like we have to take a quarterback. Mike White isn't the answer either, right? And
Right,
then
right, right.
Skyler is still developing with potential. He's a hidden gem with less miles on him, so we have to see what he has. But the reason why we have to draft a quarterback is because if Tua looks a little flaky and we can't change the scheme and he can't do more, like the coach says he wants to see him go up, so that means he has to do more. Notice how the coach in the interview said, "Oh, about scrambling and moving." Like, are you shocked that you need that from him now? You had a quarterback that could do that. Why did you waste time on a year like that? So therefore, I feel like in the beginning, if it's not working out, they're gonna put Tua in uncomfortable situations. They'll probably change it up the offense, drop back more, and force him into uncomfortable things that he can't do because the coaches need him to do it so they can actually see progression and everybody else feels comfortable. And when he flops off that new scheme and the new drop back, more pro style offense, that's when the backup will come in, the rookie they drafted. And it's important for us to have Tyreek Hill and
Drake
Jalen
May.
Waddle or Drake May, whoever it is, whatever rookie we drafted, is important for us to still have Cheetah next season that's coming up. So we can have no excuses with the next quarterback. You see what we're building here? Because if Tua flops, there's no excuse. You just couldn't be good enough with these weapons, buddy. The next quarterback should be able to come in like a light switch, turn on the light, like Shake just said, like a light switch. Just turn it on because any quarterback should be able to be serviceable with these weapons. Now you can find if you have an elite one or you just have an average quarterback with these weapons that we have. So there's really no excuses, not even for a rookie, because a rookie should be able to come in and dart this thing around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is frustrating. When we were like 9-3, I was like, oh, we're gonna get at least no lower than the 2 spot, and then we played in that crap show in Kansas City, and it's just something has to change. I just think number one, I think besides getting a quarterback, I just think, and I've said it recently, I think McDaniel just has to give up the play calling and just be a head coach.
You know what the thing is, Craig?
Well, I don't think he's going to do that though.
You know what the thing is, Craig? The truth is, the only way I would have probably had an inch of belief is if we would have won the division. And heard what you said. We were right there about to win the division. But at the same time, winning the division would have made me believe like we had a chance because
Yeah.
even if the city doesn't believe in Tua, that would have brought the whole city out to the stadium. That would have had nothing but Miami fans, no matter what. That would have been full of us, and it would have been like that would have been a better situation for us. Like that help alone right there would have took the pressure off of Tua, and the other players would have played bigger for their home play, and we could have probably ended up doing something special if we would have actually had that number 1 seed. And it was right in our grasp. Beat the Ravens, beat Buffalo. You got a bye week that's considered a playoff win if you ask me, and then you would have been able to play one of these guys in your home, bro.
Yep.
We had it right there and it slipped out of our hands.
Yep, it did.
Why?
It did.
Why did it slip out of our hands?
Why did Jalen Waddle cry and complain on Hard Knocks and say that there's new 11 players on defense and it's not the defense's fault? We only scored 7. This is unacceptable.
Yeah, if he said that, then Pete, then he answered the question.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just something has to change. And I think, and usually I don't like owners to say, Even Ross has to say, "Hey, we got to get our crap together. This is it. This is it. Not just for McDaniel, for you, Greer, for everybody. You're all on alert right now. If we don't at least get the division, that's it. You're all gone. End of story."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like I'm surprised, and I still think it's going to happen. How is Mike McCarthy not shit canned after that performance Sunday? You know what I mean?
They're the NFC version of us.
Yep.
Mhm.
They do the
Yep.
same thing over and over again, expecting a different
But
result. They're just
but
as
you want to
sane as we
hear
are.
but you want
That's
to
the
hear
problem.
something funny? Somewhere Brian Flores was laughing at the Dolphins, seeing Jordan Love just do what he did Sunday. You know that deep down.
Yeah, it probably was. He probably
He was
was.
laughing, saying, "See what I told." And I wanted Jordan Love, as I saw the kid play a couple times on my ESPN app, and heck, I saw him playing the bowl game. The kid was phenomenal, moving around, getting out of sacks, standing there looking the Cowboys in like, "Here, look what I'm
You
going
want
to
to,
do." Vert, vert, down the
Craig?
field.
Hey, you know what'll be really sad though for Dolphin fans, especially for me, if Lamar Jackson played against Jordan Love in the Super Bowl. One of them is guaranteed to win. That means Chris Greer is guaranteed to lose because he rejected both of them.
Let me
Yep.
tell you something. After the performance that he did against the Cowboys, crypto, that alone should spell Greer's job, right? Because the total failure and the evidence clearly in your face just off of 1 year this guy started. Tua couldn't even do what Jordan Love did. And he threw way more touchdown passes, and he clearly looks like he's more an elite quarterback, or he'll be end up being an elite quarterback way better than what Tua will ever be.
Would you say
That's a
fast
firing
as fast
decision,
as
bro.
Aaron Rodgers?
You
You think
passed
he'll
on
catch Aaron Rodgers?
he passed on Aaron Rodgers too, right? He had an opportunity to debunk the Jets from getting him. Who would say Aaron Rodgers would have not came here last year and won a Super Bowl because he would have not got hurt. It was a different grass. He would have had a different game to play. He could have been here, ran into the Super Bowl with us. People tend to forget because this fan base wants to joke on the Jets
Yeah,
because the Jets had to deal
right.
with that stress. But let's not forget, it would have been a different story if we pulled that trigger.
Different
Which,
lineman. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
So people need to realize everything that we let escape out the building based on what we're trying to do, and look where it got us. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers in Miami would have been the move.
Oh, I would have like been
Yeah.
drooling over Aaron Rodgers in Miami.
When last
You know,
year?
last
Yeah.
year.
He say pass on them. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
No, but see, here's the thing. You guys are talking about no. I disagree with that because you guys are talking about Aaron Rodgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You guys are talking about what Jordan
And
Love
every
did.
other quarterback.
And
Yeah,
look,
Jordan
we're talking
Love.
about what Jordan Love did. If Jordan Love goes to his championship, that proves right there that Aaron Rodgers is overrated because he
Yeah. He
choked
did
in the big
something
game
quicker.
last year.
Yeah.
You talk about
Right.
choke.
Yeah.
He choked in the big game last year at home to the Lions.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers
Yeah.
also had a bad year because he played with like 5-6 games with like a partially torn, broken thumb or something.
And here's what I want to counteract on that, Shay. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers never had a hill and a waddle. He begged Green Bay for how many years?
And but what does
Yeah, to
Jordan
get a
Love? Does
receiver.
Jordan Love have a hill in the waddle?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
true
I
too.
know
He
that, but
doesn't.
I'm just
Jordan
saying.
Love using the same receivers.
Yeah, well, yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
He's doing better with the same
yeah,
receivers.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying, though. I'm just saying that I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that
I'm
man
just,
developed quick in one full
yeah.
season, man.
My God, I'm thinking of going out and getting a Jordan Love shirt.
Damn.
I should. I know I'm a
Well,
Dolphin
Brian Flores
fan.
probably did. No, Brian
Oh
Flores has
yeah.
probably got one
Oh
in his
yeah.
closet.
My
He just
God.
don't wear it because it's the Vikings, you know.
Yeah, but
He's probably
hey,
got it hanging in his closet.
you got to give Matt LaFleur credit. He's done an
Yeah,
exceptional job.
LaFleur is a good coach.
He can
He's
call
better
what he
than
wants.
McCarthy to me.
Yep.
But
Yep.
he had, remember, he did have Nathaniel Hackett, though. That's the thing. A lot of people forget that Jordan Love had 2 offensive coordinators,
Yes.
during that time. So,
You
Yep.
know what's
But
crazy to me? Like the whole situation with Jim Harbaugh and JJ McCarthy combo. And let me tell you guys something. This guy went
Harbaugh is gassing them up.
no. I feel and he's going around doing interviews, and I
All
guarantee
right.
you, this guy is trying to get to a spot, right, where he can be him and his college quarterback that he just won the championship with. And that's what the play wants to be.
yep.
That's what I
Yeah.
guarantee you. That's what his play is. Coaches go up in these meetings, just like Cliff Kingsbury went into the Cardinals and turned around and said, "I want my
Yeah.
guy, Kyler Murray," and that's what they did, dude. If this
Kingsbury.
guy turns around, listen to me clearly, fellas. There is a path that I had a discussion with my
Never
guy.
forget.
Never forget this
Mhm.
discussion. I want this on record. And this is the only way I would accept Jim Harbaugh to land on another team. This is the scenario right here that favors us, that will scream Super Bowl Miami and will be dancing the theme song. He turns around.
Uh-oh.
He gets hired by the Chargers. He wants McCarthy there. He needs a team to trade with capital. Miami pulls the trigger. We select and trade whatever it takes to get Justin Herbert. We get Herbert. They get more picks so they can go up and get JJ McCarthy in Los Angeles and let them deal with their new coach and their new quarterback, because in reality, Herbert has gotten 2 quarterbacks fired, um,
Two coaches fired.
2 coaches fired,
Coaches.
and a GM, and it's time, like, that new regime might be,
It's
sentimental
gonna
in
be
that
Harbaugh.
situation, and it's gonna be Harbaugh. And then next thing you know, boom, we landed Herbert, the guy that Dan Marino wanted. We could turn around with that move, get rid of Greer, we could probably keep McDaniel, but just put Dan Marino as GM here with that move. Just put Dan
I,
Marino here.
I think he said he doesn't want the job.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
he
He
doesn't.
said
Yeah,
He
it
that
was
was
that
no
look.
report
He
is
was
from
shot.
like
president for literally 2
2013.
days.
Nobody
He was
wanted the
president
job
of
in
the company for 2
2013.
days.
President, yeah, for 2 days, right? I'm
What
like,
year? What
man,
year was
I
that,
thought we
Shake?
was going to the Super Bowl. It was like 2004, 2005.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
literally
That was
thought we
back
was. I,
then.
I
He's
literally
more.
Yeah.
thought we was going to the Super Bowl. Marino came my president. I thought it was gonna be like an Elway move. He's gonna straighten everything up in the front office, hire the
Yeah, and
right
then he
football
resigned like
guys,
about 2 days
and he
later.
resigned 2 days
Yeah.
later. I'm
Yeah.
like, what a bastard, man. He was a
Yeah.
bastard for that.
Yeah, but maybe he just didn't feel comfortable. I don't know. I mean, that's a high pressure
I
job
don't
to
know. It
be.
had something to do with the owner. Maybe how
Yeah.
things
Well,
scared him
yeah.
away.
Yeah, because
I
what
mean,
owner? Well, listen, what owner of the company wants to fire Dan Marino
Right.
if they have to?
well,
Yeah,
Maybe he saw some. Maybe he said, know what,
but
the
you know
bodies
how
are
they do it,
buried.
Shake. You know how they do it, Shake. Look, new owner in Denver. How were they gonna fire John Elway? They say they stepped down.
No, it wasn't.
Remember, the coach that we
Hmm.
had here, what was his name? The old veteran guy, Jim Caldwell. Remember the excuse they said that he stepped down? That guy
Yeah, health
didn't want to
issues.
go. He didn't want to deal with the fluff. They used that little excuse there to get him off the thing, because he went right back and started coaching with Carolina Panthers.
Mm,
Damn.
I mean,
yeah.
But
look at
anyway,
Jimmy.
fellas, listen, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Pete, I appreciate you for
Okay.
coming up as always.
Okay.
Yep.
Shake
Sebring.
said, "Damn." But y'all have a blessed day. Appreciate
Yeah,
you for having
because
us,
it's
man.
by 9 o'clock.
Rookie
I
Ain't
gotta
been
go,
quarterback
there.
man.
talk is probably gonna drive
Shake
me
wanted to
crazy,
there.
man. Skylar Thompson, you guys
Don't
better
worry, we
believe it.
got 8
Let's do it.
months. We've been in this
Listen, we got 8
purgatory
months
for
to do
long
this.
enough. We got 8 months.
I
Don't
hope we
worry.
Awesome.
win.
Better
Super
yet, we got 52 years. I'm gonna
And
really
and,
break
and,
your
and
heart.
and don't worry,
God.
Pete. Whenever you're here, I got this loaded up for you.
Justin Herbert, that Justin Herbert trade scenario. Everybody put your cup under your bed, man. Let's do
We're gonna get it for you, Pete.
Real
it.
quickly, if we did what Pete said, could you imagine the two in ears? God, they'd be out there picketed. Why'd you get?
Pitchforks and torches. They
They'll
will
do
Yes.
be
it.
out there
What do
with
you mean?
pitchforks and torches.
No, they
Oh
won't. The
yeah, my God,
Tuaneers, they'll turn you
it'd be like
Tuaneers.
a Frankenstein movie.
The Tuaneers are known flip floppers. They'll just turn around, look at all the Herbert stats, and say, "Wow, and start deleting all the bad stuff they said about Herbert in time. But you guys have a
Exactly.
good night. And they'll have a lot of fun.
You're
with
right about
Herbert's
that. They
stats.
probably
They
will.
have a lot of fun with Herbert's stats. Y'all take care, man.
Right.
Catch you guys next time.
All right.
So 2
Yep.
years will they be the if Herbert there will be will they be Herbert the perverts? Will that be
We'll all,
like
you know what the crazy thing is? I
No
think we'll all
Herberteers.
be Herbert the perverts.
yes.
We'll all be
Herbert.
Herberteers. All that the fun. I think it'll actually be one at one point. Like that's when the organization. Like imagine it'll be like having a Dan Marino. Everyone believes. That's the thing people might want to think about after I just said that. Good night, guys. Catch you guys later.
Yep.
Good night, guys. Good night, Pete.
Good night, Pete.
man.
Good night, Craig.
All right.
Yep,
Crypto.
everybody. Hey, stay safe out there.
Fins
Stay
up,
safe,
everybody.
man.
Yep, you
Bundle
too.
up too, fellas. It's getting cold.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I'm in Pennsylvania. It's only like in the 20s,
25
and
degrees.
yep. And
Here in
last night
Washington,
it dropped
D.C.
down to
and
like
Maryland.
12.
Hey, man.
Mm.
But listen, I want to appreciate everybody who came through. Sal, Lumai, my man Jermaine, Bishop, X Factor. Jermaine and Crypto are best friends. Abba, X
Well,
Factor.
yeah, AB actually said something that I agree with tonight. So this universe is about the end. Maybe I need to get my will and trust started because the end is near when me and
And
AB
Terrence,
agree on something. That's damn the
much
universe is about to
appreciated,
freaking
brother.
end.
Thank you.
All right,
Fins up.
guys. Stay
Y'all
safe.
have a good night, baby.
Yep.